Hi, my name's Dale Sitma. I'm a friend of CSUN, and I live in the San Fernando Valley, and I like to donate locally. And best of all, I like to see the results of my donations. And donating to the CSUN Accelerated Bachelor of Science Nursing program has given me the opportunity to do that. I've been able to donate money for scholarships there and see the results. And this is the best of all worlds from a donation point of view for me because it's local. I see the results and it's very fulfilling. And that's one of the main reasons I'm donating to the CSUN programs. Uh, it took a while to find a program to donate to, and I discovered the need that there was no scholarship funds available for the Bachelor of Science in Nursing advanced program. And so I stepped in and started donating, and I've been an annual donator for a few years now, and I hope to keep doing it.
We're Les and Terry Cutler, and we're donors to CSUN because CSUN literally saved my life. I had flunked out of school. I was the first college attendee from my family. And when I flunked out of UCLA, actually, CSUN was there as a rescue. And I went from essentially failing to become a chancellor of an academic medical center and on several national healthcare boards. My wife, Terry, you tell what you did.
I went to Berkeley. I was a school teacher, and then I became the director of admissions of a private boys boarding school in Connecticut.
And our connection, as I mentioned, was because I went to school there to CSUN. And when I was there, I learned how to study. I was introduced to students of a diverse community, which we highly support. And I was introduced to academic disciplines I had never learned in high school. I now am on the foundation board for CSUN and several other boards at CSUN. We contribute scholarship. We have several scholarships, 2 in science and mathematics, 3 in health and human development. And we have a new one starting up in the Mike Hurd College in music, all targeted for students of a diverse nature. Oh, and also first college attendees.
And when we were wondering where we knew we wanted to give some scholarships, but we didn't know where to do it. And you gave us a tour and we saw the school and we were so impressed. One, by the diverse nature of the student body, which we really support, and the excellence of the programs and the excellence of the facilities. So we started off slowly and we've added more scholarships as time has gone on, and we couldn't feel better about it. I mean, we are very proud to be associated with CSUN, and one of the very best things, this is pre-pandemic, was when we got to visit the school and meet the students who received our scholarships. Oh my goodness, they're so amazing. And that's a really wonderful feeling.
It's hard to add anything to that description. But the one thing I would emphasize, having run, as I said, an academic medical center, the key and the heart of all universities and academic institutions is the faculty. And CSUN's faculty is outstanding. They know their topics, they know their students, and they know how to get their students to think. And as the students move through life, what they learn from the faculty will do them great good.
Absolutely. So and then the other thing from a donor's point of view, we're not billionaires. And so one thing that I so appreciate about CSUN is the affordability of tuition. And so our donation can make a big difference. Whereas if we decided to give money to a private school, our donation wouldn't amount to anything, you know. But our money goes a long way. And at first we didn't know if we were really making a difference to the students who received the scholarships. And then when we talked to them, they said, oh yes, you know, I didn't have to get another job because I had the scholarship. And then they also said that just putting it on their resumes, you know, was so important for the next steps that they wanted to take, which it was something I hadn't really considered. So that's just a huge aspect of, I think, successful giving to the school, because we can really make a difference, and that feels great. And it's not a cut rate kind of education. It's first class education. And so that's so amazing that you do so much and that you give people the opportunity to succeed, because there's so many smart people out there and they never get the chance because they don't have the opportunity. But I wish there were CSUNs all over the place, because it's so great for society.
Guess that's it. What can you say? Really? Well, we enjoy the university, you can tell. We enjoy the faculty, the students, and everything about it.
My name is Ruth Harris. I think it was Diogenes who said something to the effect that the foundation of every state rests on the education of its youth. As a publicly funded university, Cal State Northridge exists to enable students to realize their educational goals, while it also supports their welfare and intellectual progress. Though I've been retired for many years now, as a 30+ year employee of the university, as both an administrator and a lecturer, I know firsthand that state and federal funding and student tuitions alone do not bring in enough dollars to provide an accessible, quality educational experience for our very diverse student body. Nor do government funding and tuitions even provide a reliable year-to-year source of funding, meaning that the various colleges and schools within the university need an additional supply of balancing funds to maintain the offerings of their department programs on an ongoing basis. Simply put, it's the privately donated dollars that fill that funding gap, and it's why I donate. I think of them as enrichment dollars, going towards the necessary scholarships, equipment, research, practice materials, special programs, what have you, that support and inspire students to excel and become successful in their chosen fields year after year. Our university graduates become tomorrow's workforce in the Los Angeles area, in the San Fernando Valley, and beyond. It's in everyone's best interest to assure that our students are supported, well-educated, and inspired to innovate. They are the foundations of our future.
My name is Ruth Lynette Foreman, and I'm absolutely delighted to be talking to you about CSUN and all my passion. Let me begin by saying that I first entered CSUN in 1967, and I took a course with Roland Reed, who was the intellect of our department at that point. And I had a two-year-old daughter who had an ear infection. And of course, I stayed up with her for the last 2 nights. And I had A's going into the final. And Dr. Reeves said, Ruth, I think you should drop out you know, and you'll get a C. And so just drop out and start over, which I did. So in 1977, I applied again. I applied under condition because I hadn't grandfathered in or something. And Dr. Philanthropy was very kind and let me come in. And so I started. And our clinic was over on Plummer and Attack House. But what I remember was the collaboration of the teacher. And I remember Dr. Elaine Hanna and her pragmatics. And that stuck with me for a long, long time. So then let's move forward on to 1979. I wasn't really active in the Alumni Association or anything. And then in 1992, Blenda Wilson became the president. So Blenda Wilson is the president. And what I remember the most about her is that she was there when the earthquake happened. And I think it was within a week or so that we were out under trees. I also remember that she was recognized for the fact that she was so student-oriented. And then we were invited to her home for the university for the holiday party. And I saw that all this this African art. And I really was impressed. And that's when I became a member of the President's Associate. And so that was Blenda Wilson. So after Blenda came Jolene Kester. You know, I met her. And what I admired about her, that she really helped blueprint, you know, all the reconstruction. And it really turned our campus into what you would think is an upscale private university, or, you know, on the East Coast. So I really admired her. And then she also put up the Soraya. And so I became more involved. So somewhere in this timeline in 2009, I had been giving $1,000 a month to my department, you know, communicative disorders and sciences. And so when I got my master's degree there in 79. So anyway, you know, Dr. Steve Sinclair said to me, Ruth, if you could just give us, you know, another $5,000, you could start an endowment. So I thought, wow, that's a great idea. So I had inherited some money, and I thought, why not put it to good use? So Lee and I, in 2009, we donated, and it became the Ruth Lindeck Foreman and Lee Samuel Foreman Endowment. So when I started the endowment, there's a woman that came through the hall, through the door at Monterey Hall. I had no idea who she was, but I go by people's spirit, and it was Sylvia Alba. So I thought, wow, this is a breath of fresh air. Didn't know who she was. And so we went into a room and had a circle, and she was sitting next to me. And, you know, she introduced herself, and she said, she thanked the audiologist. She says, because we have Mexican heritage, define who we are by how we treat our family. Well, that really, really hit me very, 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 you know, very deeply. And so Sylvia and I have become very good friends. She invited Lee and I to be founding members, and we still are very honored to serve on the Dean Circle. Mostly it's been remotely, but we look forward to getting back on campus. So anyway, at one of the programs, one of the Dean Circle meetings, the Dr. Kasiakis was there, and somebody was introducing the new wellness center that they were building. And I thought, I'm 75 years old, and I want to do something really significant. So I found a piece of art. I think it's called Earth Sky, and it's metal. I want something that was permanent. And when you walk into the oasis and you look straight across, you will see it there in the corner. So now let's move forward to Diane Harrison, where I really became even more involved. And I had already talked to Robert Gonzalez that I was going to do this at some point. So that's when I gave the Ruth Lindeck Foreman Scholarship, but it's in the name of Michael E. Spagna Service Award. And so that's every year now too. So these are some of the ways that I have, you know, given to given to CSUN. I also gave to the EOP program. I'm also very close with William Watkins, and I call him the handsome John Lewis of CSUN, and I give to the food pantry there. Now, I'm also close with Mark Stover, because our daughter Gail Foreman has written many books. I'm sure some of you know it if I stay. And, you know, over the years, I've sent him books, and we just have always connected. Also, when I was a student there, you know, they were wonderful. You know, back then you copied things or you wrote them down. We didn't have all the digital stuff that we have today, but they were always very kind and always very helpful. And even finishing a book that I wrote, that they were helpful. So these are the people that have really intertwined with me. I donate to the food pantry and the library and the Soraya. And I think those are the places, and of course, you know, in our department. And so that's basically where I was. Now let me go forward now, fast forward to Diane Harrison, who I really was impressed when we went to JFK, because our daughter lives on the East Coast. And there we were, and there's a sign, CSUN Rise. So, you know, and she was on Shark Tank. So she really put us on the map. Now we have the new president, you know, Erica Beck, and she really understands the youth, you know, more. And this freshman week, that blew me away, you know. And then I'm also good friends with, you know, Dean Yan Cersei and his bike ride. So I'm just so thrilled with everything, you know, that CSUN does.
Hi, my name is Chris Umoye. I am an Environment, Health, Safety, and Sustainability Manager at Amgen and one of the co-leads for the Matt Wayne Memorial Environment, Health, Safety, and Sustainability Scholarship and Mentorship Program. I am also a CSUN alumni. I started the Matt Wayne Scholarship and Mentorship Program with my colleague and CSUN adjunct professor Dave Boucher as a way to honor our friend and colleague Matt Wayne, who passed away. We wanted to use this scholarship as a way to further environment, health, safety, and sustainability as a discipline, increase diversity in the profession, and assist students in need. With this scholarship, we have been able to donate $5,000 per year for up to 2 years for scholarship recipients and provide mentorship through access to senior leadership and subject matter experts at Amgen to help further our scholarship recipients' career development. And we really could not be more thrilled that we've been able to establish such a strong partnership between Amgen's Environment, Health, Safety, and Sustainability function and CSUN's Department of Environmental and Occupational Health. And while this major is a bit smaller, it is incredibly instrumental and serves such a broad range of industries and produces phenomenal professionals that develop and support our occupational and environmental safeguards that help protect our loved ones, those around us, and our shared environment. And lastly, the importance that CSUN plays in Southern California and beyond cannot go understated. As one of the most diverse universities in the United States, CSUN truly is a leader at providing a high quality and affordable access to higher education for students of all backgrounds. And we are truly fortunate to have such an amazing community partner.
Is Nancy Owens. I'm a professor emeritus in the Department of Family and Consumer Sciences. I taught classes in apparel design and merchandising for way too many years. My late husband, and I have contributed to scholarships at Northridge and other places for many years. Both of us were lucky enough to receive scholarships when we were in college that really helped, particularly in my husband's case, because he had less financial backing than I did. But we both worked through school. I worked at grading English papers, which makes reading Facebook very frustrating. And I also worked as setting up chemistry labs for textile science and for food science, and then did a summer internship. So, and also worked at Girl Scout camp. I forgot about that. So I think I tried to forget about that. So we both worked. And I was lucky enough to get academic scholarships and a couple of scholarships from the 4-H Club as a national winner in a couple of things. And so that really helped. I came out actually with money left over to help buy a car. And so I would encourage you to apply for scholarships. My husband got scholarships from Texas A&M and worked in the mess hall, which we would refer to as food service. But that was back when it was a military thing. And then he worked in the summers, and when he went to the University of Illinois, he worked in the summers, and 3 times in California, and that's where I met him. But we both had a long history of being helped through college, and it made it possible for us to have the kind of careers and the kind of lifestyle that we have very much enjoyed. And so we would like to make that possible for as many other students as we can. So at CSUN, we have made contributed to scholarships in family and consumer sciences for the Honor Society, Kappa Omicron Nu, as well as for apparel design and merchandising, which is where most of the scholarship money is. And then in engineering and computer science, there are a couple of funds there. My husband started that one in a sort of unusual way. He was working at Hughes Aircraft, and he issued a challenge to his coworkers that if they wanted to contribute to an engineering and computer science scholarship at Northridge, he would match their contributions. So whatever that happened to be, and then Hughes Aircraft would match the entire thing. So if somebody gave $100, actually it would come out being, considerably more than that. So that's how he got started with doing scholarships. And then later on, we did, after he retired and did not have those other contributors so much, then we contributed. So we have a couple of scholarships there as well. But basically, why we want to do this is we want to help other people have the chances that we had, and we hope that they then will want to pass it on to somebody else at a point where they were able to do that.